that axle to me. Lift the spring. Today we are taking apart this front end and basically the whole car. We're gonna pull the nose off here one last time, hopefully, and start prepping some body work, get this thing painted and nailed down to the wall. We got to get the chassis welded up and painted, the body off and welded up, body work done and painted, put it back together, go to Bonneville in about 5 weeks. So we're screwed for time.
Big time.
Big time screwed for time. We'll do it. We'll pull it off. Shoulder bar is the widest point. So basically when we pick the body up, we're going to come up and we're going to start to turn it immediately.
Okay.
As soon as we can, and then once we turn it, we'll clear this width. That's why these bars had to come out. Okay. And then when we put it back down, it's basically going to be like a fucking corkscrew.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to break.
We are turning that way.
Yeah, we are turning that way. I'm going to have to break free and set blocks before we can set it down on top of that.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're turning towards Tim.
Towards Tim.
Actually, we got to come back a hair.
Coming back. We're stuck on the bars.
It's hitting that bar, man.
In the front, down in the front.
Oh, we're trying.
You guys just have to clear the firewall to start turning.
Okay.
So let's try it again.
1, 2, 3.
Can we take the firewall off?
Yeah.
I think that would be the best.
Okay, go down.
Because that's what it seems like he's catching on.
It won't come off.
Why not?
I don't know. I thought I had it all figured out. It's a jigsaw puzzle at best. I mean, without trying to, having to build the whole cage inside the car, I tried to make it so that I could take it apart and put it back together as a puzzle piece. And for some reason, it's not doing what I wanted it to right now.
So what's the solution right now?
The solution is we're going to pull the firewall and hopefully that'll free us up some extra room.
I like that. I like it a lot.
If we get the firewall off.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, please. It doesn't want to come out at all. It has to come out through the top. I'm not sure that was the answer. Maybe though.
Ready? Yep. See, it's hitting in that fucking bend right there where this side is.
I had this cut and I split it and I let this whole body open up back
And
here.
that was before you had all this substructure.
Yeah, but I thought we could pick it up high enough and turn it. But that's clearly not the case. So I'm not cutting this piece again. All this structure wasn't here.
Wasn't
so
here, yeah.
That's not going to happen. I'm going to have to take the roll bar out and weld it all back together inside the car like I didn't want to do. It's okay. I'm just gonna take the shoulder bar out and the top hoop, separate it, and I'm just gonna have to build it all back in the car. And it's up in the air again.
Think about all that situation.
Story of my life.
You look beat up.
This car's beating me up. It's alright though. Because there's light. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
After the body came off, I had to take off for the rest of the day. So the guys stayed back and ganged up on the chassis. Needed a lot of cleaning, rust removal, and welding. They flipped the chassis over to get the bottom side, and they set the chassis right on my Zeus tabs and bent a few of them, which gave me belly pan headaches for days because I couldn't get nothing to fit right again. Thanks, guys. The chassis all cleaned up, and we're going to start getting ready to just put some hammer tone paint on it. Something simple that can get touched up all the time. So the chassis is all painted now and looking good. I have a few things to fabricate, and Tim and Harrison are going to gang up on the bodywork on the car. We got to get this thing painted ASAP. It's about 11 o'clock and we're just starting to get into some primer for a final coat. All of us are completely exhausted, and Harrison steps up and starts primering. Second coat of primer, had some sanding to do, a lot of body work. Car's pretty straight, feeling really good about it. The branches had stopped by earlier to say hi, check some progress. Tom and Diana and Dahlia brought over a bunch of coffees. And Tom knew we were on a rush, and Tom knew that if he brought coffees, we'd keep going. And that's exactly what happened, because I think it was about 1 o'clock before this started happening. We were all ready to go home, and now it's late. We decide we're going to paint the car. Let's get it done. While Harrison's spraying the car, we sit back and watch, and it was pretty awesome to see color on the car. It was a pretty good feeling. I didn't have much excitement in my body actions because I was so tired, but I was pretty happy inside. I am so excited to see color on the car. I just literally had no energy or emotion to throw out. It just wasn't there. We were pulling 17-hour days, and at this point it's 4 in the morning. So the body's back on, and we're trying to figure out the next step to keep everything moving ahead. We're running out of time, a lot of pressure. It's all going back together pretty nicely. Just got to keep moving.
out.